And we join the action in progress here. It is a 5th grade game. It's the Ohio Express against the Ohio Future. Jeremy Scott, Ohio Future Wilson to be exact. A 5th grade battle here. And the Express step up to the foul line, and they will be attempting a pair here. That is number 3, Emily. Her first shot is good. And so, Emily puts the Future on the board first. It's 1-0. I'm sorry, the Express on the board first. It is 1-0. Second shot for Emily is good as well. So good form there by Emily. Makes it 2-0. The Express lead the Future here in the early going. And that is Bryn playing the point. As she's trapped in the backcourt. They got to get this ball over as there's a timeout called on the part of the Future. They were having trouble beating that press. And so with 11-11, make a wish to go here in the first half. We'll be back right here on GBA TV. And we're back to the action here. It's the Future looking to inbound here. That's Bryn. She gives it off to Emma. Emma, up ahead it goes to Sophia. And that's Milana. And then underneath, that is taken away, stolen away by Faith. Faith has it for the Express. She gives it off to Emily. Emily. The crowd around her finds someone open underneath the hoop. That's up, that's no good. And then there's a rebound. That's put back up. That is another putback opportunity. A lot of putback opportunities here. And finally, it does fall for the Express for 2. Timeout on the floor. 4-0 is the score. We'll be back here on GBA TV. Didn't hear a whistle or anything. And we're back to the action here with the Future on offense. There's a shot that's up, and that's no good. And that's number 0, Claire. By the way, that's the one. Claire is number 0. She doesn't have a jersey, so they just gave her a plain black tee. But she is number 0. She is Claire. That's Claire who has it in the low post, and she has it knocked away from her. And Claire gets it back, and she puts it back up and puts it in there. Claire using that height to put that ball up. I tell you what. There's no taking the ball away from that girl when she gets her hands on that. It's 6-0. The Express lead the Future. Up ahead it comes. There's a shot. That's up. That's no good. And that's tracked down by Harper. There's another shot, and that's no good. And swatted away by Claire. And they're going to get Claire with the foul there. She just reached up and, of course, for the Future, we're talking about Claire's height, but for the Future, number 5, Kirsten, is about Claire's height, so that'll be a matchup to watch all game long. And we're awaiting a couple of free throws here. And I do believe that will be the aforementioned Kirsten stepping up to the free throw line to take these shots. So Kirsten at the line. Puts up the first one and not able to connect on it. Kirsten's second shot is no good, and that's pulled down by Claire. Actually, there should have been a whistle there. That didn't connect with the rim, but in any event, comes back to the Express on offense. That is Faith. Gets it into Claire. Claire turns around, puts up the shot. It's good. 8-0. Express lead the future. That's Bryn playing the point. Bryn looking for somebody to pass it to. She's trapped. She finds a teammate to pass it to, and that teammate is number 12, Sophia. And then on the other end, that's the Express taking it back. That's Maya pushing the ball up now. Maya, she's going to take it to the hole, and she's going to get fouled on her way up, and Maya will go to the free throw line, and she will attempt a pair here because of that foul on the future, their first team foul. So number 23, Maya, has a chance to put her team up by double digits with just 3 minutes gone by. We're at 9 minutes even to go here in the first half, and it's already 8-0 the Express over the future. Maya's first shot is no good. As Jacinda checks in, and Claire will take a seat. Maya's second shot is good. 9-0 the score. The Express lead the future. And that is Milana playing the point, number 0. She gets it up to Bryn. And she tried to find Sophia, and it got past Sophia, and out of bounds it goes, and goes back to the Express, who lead it 9-0 here in the early part of the first half. We're at 8:49 still to play here in the first. That's Emily giving it off to Faith. And stolen away in the paint. That is Sophia, and she gives it right back. And taking the ball to the hoop, and I do believe they're going to get a travel. Yep, that is going to be a travel on number 23, Maya. And yes, they're going to bring it back the other way. It looked like one official had one call, but the other official had the other call, but the official on this side overrides the official on the other side because he had a better look at it. And so it comes back to the future on offense now. Here's a press by the Express, and they are able to beat the press. It's Milana. She gives it off to Harper. Harper into the paint on the elbow. She's going to put it up and miss that shot. Kind of an errant shot there for her, and it's rebounded by Maya. Maya playing the point, pushing it down the floor. She's got a wide-open teammate, and the wide-open teammate is not able to handle the pass, and then there's a jump ball, and that possession arrow will favor the Express. Maya to inbound. And she does to Emily. And it's stolen away by Emma, who gives it off to Bryn. And Bryn will bring the ball up the floor here for the future. Bryn bounces it over to Emma. Kicking it outside to Harper. Outside to Bryn. Bryn at the foul line. Puts it up, and that's no good. And out of bounds it goes, and back to the Express. So the future have had a couple of possessions to do something with it and just haven't been able to do so, and they still find themselves scoreless. Up ahead it comes. That's Jacinda. Jacinda will take the shot and miss the shot there to clean it up, put it back up, and that's going to hit the top of the backboard, and that's out of bounds automatically. That was Elena. Milana up ahead. And stolen back by the Express. That's Emily on the steal. Emily's got it. Emily's going to take it. Emily is going to get double teamed. And there's a tie-up for that loose ball, and this one will favor the future, so this one's going to come back the other way now because the last possession arrow favored the Express, so this one comes back to the future, back on offense. Substitution forthcoming here for the Express. As that's Bryn who controls it for the future. Bryn gets it across the timeline. And that's Emma. Down to Sophia. Sophia with a shot, and that's a foul. That'll be a foul on the Express, so Sophia is going to go to the free throw line, and she will attempt to. Couple of substitutions here for the future. Nope, for the Express, I'm sorry. Numbers 5 and 21, Riley, as well as Riley. So Both Rileys about to check into the ball game here for the Express. And that shot no good for Sophia as Riley and Riley check in. And Faith and Elena will sit. Sophia back at the free throw line. Puts up the shot, and it's no good. Didn't hit the rim, so automatically that should come back to the Express, and it will. Maya will inbound it. Gets it to Emily. Emily pulls it out. Up top it comes to Maya. Maya over the left wing and Riley. And that's going to be a travel. They're going to get Riley with a travel. And back it comes to the Future. That's Bryn playing the point. She's guarded by Emily. Gets it off to Emma. To Bryn. Bryn passes it outside. That was to Harper. And there's a push. That'll be a push on the Express. That's their third team foul. 6:24 to go here in the first half. Express leading the Future 9-0. Jeremy Scott here at courtside. Kayla Cazell running the camera. Of course, a big thanks to Caleb Graham, Luke Hutchison, John Ferguson, and Jeff Ferguson helping to make it happen on the administrative side as there's a tie-up. And this one will come back the other way. This one is going to come back to the Express. And they're going to say that on the dribble, Maya stepped out of bounds, and it comes back then to the Future. Yeah, this is one of these situations. Don't forget, this is a makeshift court here, so it can be hard to see the boundary lines. We've seen it at many tournaments, this one included. That's Bryn. Has it stolen away from her by Emily. Emily with a nice swat there. Emily pickpockets. She's going to take it coast to coast, and she is going to have the ball knocked away from her from behind and out of bounds. And so the Express will keep it, and they will inbound this ball. Inbounding it is Maya. To Jacinda. And then it's stolen back by the Future. Pushing it up the floor. That is Harper. Outside to Emma. Emma. Couple of substitutions coming up here for the Future, one for the Express as well. As there's a shot that's up, and that is good. And that's Milana who breaks the Future's scoreless streak here. It's now a 9-2 ball game. And there's a steal in the backcourt, stolen away by Emma, and then there's a tie-up. The possession error will favor the Future, I do believe. Yes, that is correct. As Claire checks back in for the Express, and Lauren and Kirsten check in for the Future. And Milana and Harper will sit for the Future. Yeah, that's over and back. They're going to say that's a backcourt violation on the Future. Again, these boundary lines hard to see. Very hard to see on these makeshift courts. But they're trying to decide who was going to inbound this ball. Finally, Riley comes over to inbound it. That is Jacinda. Back outside, underneath to Claire. Claire turns around, puts it up. She had it partially blocked. Good job there by Kirsten. That's matching height for height. Like I said a little bit earlier, that would be a matchup to watch. And then there's a steal in the backcourt, putting it back up. No good. And pulled down by the Future. And then out of bounds it goes, and it's going to come back to the Express. Lauren wasn't looking for it. Timeout called by the Express. 4:56 to play in the first half. It's a 9-2 game. The Express lead the Future. Nine to 2 is the score. Express to inbound it here. And it's inbounded to Riley. Back to Jacinda. Up top to Emily. To the foul line. That is Riley. And out of bounds it goes. And it's going to go back to the Future off of the Express. So it is Future's ball here. They trail it by 7. A little under 5 minutes to play here in the first half. And that is Bryn. Bryn's got it. Bryn back up to the top. She is guarded by Emily. Bryn to the elbow. Pass it back outside to Lauren. Pass over to the right wing. That is Emma. Emma. Into the lane she comes. She has it knocked away from her, and they're going to get a foul. They're going to get a foul on the Express. That's the 4th team foul on the Express, as a few substitutions are coming up here. 23, 24, and 30 for the Express. That's Maya, Faith, and Elena in. And taking a seat are 5 and 42, who I saw. There was Riley, and there was also Jacinda. And we're back to the action here with the Future on offense. That's Bryn. She's double teamed near the half-court line. She's able to break the double team. Up to the free throw line. She passes it off. It's Bryn. Over it comes to Emma. To Lauren. Back to Emma. To Bryn. And that's bounced off of an Express player's foot and out of bounds, and it will remain at this end. Nope. It's going to go off of the Future and out of bounds. That's Ayana who checks in for the Express, and that will be Riley who sits. So what's the... Okay, that was off of an Express player's foot. They were coming back the other way, so that's what confused me. But now they've got it all sorted out. There's a shot that's up, no good. Rebounded by Kirsten, that's no good. And that's pulled down by Maya. So Maya's got it for the Express. They come back down the floor. Maya, dishing it off to Claire in the low post. She turns around, puts it up and in. Claire has 8 of the 11 Express points. It's an 11-2 ball game. That's Milana. Has it stolen away from her. On the other end it comes. Putting it up and missing on the lay, and that's Faith. And it's pulled down by the Future. Future get it back on offense. Pushing the ball down the floor is Milana. And out of bounds it goes. And I do believe that was off of Elena. And out of bounds, so it will be Future's ball here to inbound. And it is inbounded to Lauren. I'm sorry, to Emma. And that is over to Kirsten. She puts it up and in there. Kirsten, there it is again for her. Putting it up and in. It's 11-4. Back to a 7-point lead here for the Express. Shot on the other end. That's a shot that's no good for Elena. And Kirsten ends up with it, and she gives it off to Emma. Milana will play the point on this possession with 2 minutes, 9 seconds remaining here in the first half. Fifth grade game here at the Big Red Classic. On the baseline, kicking it outside. That was Emma to Milana. And they're going to say that Milana stepped out of bounds, and it's going to come back to the Express now. And the low post. That is Ayana. Back out to Elena. There's Alana and Elena on this team. Or Ayana and Elena, excuse me. And there's a shot. That is up, and that is a bank shot that is no good for Elena. Good job by her to track it down, but it's going to go off of her and out of bounds and back to the Ohio Future. And that's Milana. On the drive, on the shot. Shot no good. Rebounded by Claire. Faith will play the point on this possession for the Ohio Express, who lead it by 7. 11-4. Over it comes to Maya. Into the low post. That is Ayana. She had it blocked. Ayana gets it back. Gives it off to Elena from the short corner. Puts it up, and that shot no good. Rebounded by Claire, who puts it back up. That's no good. Rebounded by Kirsten. And that'll be Milana once again playing the point here for the Ohio Future. She gets a pick. Nice pick there by Sophia. Kicks it outside to Emma. Back to Milana. Milana in the lane. That's a shot that's up and no good, and rebounded by Maya. .25 seconds left here in the first half. Express could play for the last shot if they wanted to. But they're going to go ahead and take a quick shot. That's up. That's no good. Rebounded by Elena. Followed her own shot, and then it's stolen out of her hands, and then she ties up Sophia. And the ball remains at this end. It will remain Express ball with 11.3 seconds left. Do they call a timeout to try to draw something up? Nope. Claire's going to check out, and Jacinda is going to check back in. Inbounds it comes. That shot is up, and that is no good for Jacinda. And out of bounds it's going to go, and who are they going to say it's off of? 5.1 seconds left. Nope, they're going to say it's Future ball. So 5 seconds left. That's Milana. 2 seconds. 1 second. Can't you get a shot off? Nope, she cannot. That's going to be waved off. And that will be how the first half ends. 11-4 the score. Express lead the Future. Back with the second half here on GBA TV. And back to the action here. It's 11-4. The Express lead the Future. And there's a tie-up. Possession arrow favors the Express. So, very quickly, the Express get the ball back here in the second half. It's Jeremy Scott here courtside alongside Kayla Cazell. It's a 5th grade matchup. Coming up after this one, it will be a 7th grade matchup. It'll be the Northwest Hoop Stars Gold and the 740 Thunder. The Express on offense here. There's a shot that is up. That's no good for Riley. And chased down in the corner by Maya. Nope. They're going to say it was out of bounds. So the Future get it back. They trail by 7. That's Sophia. Underneath. She's going to give it in the short corner. That's a shot that's no good. And there's a scramble for that loose ball. It's the Future who end up with it. That's Milana. Milana, guarded by Faith. Milana, into the short corner she comes. Poked away, and that's stolen away. Stolen away by by Emily. And there's a timeout on the floor to tend to an injured player here. I think she rolls over. She's favoring her head, and that's never good. You never want to see that. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a timeout as they attend to this injured player here for the Express right here on GBA TV. So Emily walked off the floor under her own power, and that's a good thing to see. She was the injured player for the Express, and we're back to the action here. And that's the Future on offense. That's Bryn. There's a quick shot. That's up. That's no good. And that's pulled down by Maya. Maya's got it for the Express, and back they come on offense. Maya's going to push the ball down the floor. Maya's going to take it herself the whole way. Maya's going to put it up and get fouled on her way up. And Maya, who's 1 of 2 from the foul line here so far today, will step up to the free throw line with an attempt of 2 more. At the foul line. That's Maya. No good on the first attempt. Second shot for Maya is good, and it's 12-4. The Express lead the Future by 8. That's Bryn playing the point here for the Future. Largest lead of the game has been 9 for the Express. Right now it's 8. That's Milana kicking it out to Bryn. Back to Laney. Back out to Laney. Laney almost walks with it, doesn't. Gets it to the high post, and Sophia, who gives it outside to Harper. She attempts a 3, and that's no good, and that's going to go out of bounds, and that's going to go off of Maya, and it will remain Future ball here. Just a little under 2 minutes gone by, 10:09 to play here in the second half. And it's inbounded very quickly. There's a shot that's up, and that's no good for Milana. And there's a tie-up, and the possession arrow, I do believe, will favor the Future. Yep, it will favor the Future, so the Future will be inbounding it, and that will be Laney to do the inbounding here for the Future. She does. And that's Bryn who tracks it down. Bryn, a bounce pass over to Milana. Milana passing into the corner. That's Harper. Back to Milana. Up to Bryn. Cross-court pass to Harper. Harper. Back to Bryn. Bounce pass back to Harper. Harper in the short corner. Puts up the shot. It's up and good. Harper with her first 2 of the game. It's 12-6. It's Maya. She gets a pick from Faith. Timeout called by the Express before any kind of tie-up can occur. And so, with 9:23 to play here in the second half, it's 12-6. The Express lead the Future. We'll be back. Express on offense, that's Claire. Claire in the low post, she puts it up, that's no good. Gets her own rebound, puts it up and in there. Claire now with 10 of the Express 14. It's 14-6. And on the other end, that's Laney. That's a shot that's up, no good, and out of bounds, and it will remain future ball. Future inbound it to Bryn. Bryn a little bounce pass. That's a 2-point shot for Laney that doesn't fall. Ends up in Maya's hands. Maya gives it to Faith. Faith to Riley. Riley with a shot, rebounded by Claire. Claire puts it back up. That's no good, and that'll be rebounded. Well, it was initially rebounded, it looked like, by the Future. Then it was taken away by the Express. Then the Future get it back. And there's a whistle. And it's a foul on Emily. Out of bounds it comes. It's inbounds now to Bryn. Bryn with Emily on her. She gives it off into the short corner. That's a shot that's up, and that's no good for Milana. And that's going to go out of bounds, and that's going to go off the Future and back to the Express. 8:14 to go here in the second half. It's 14-6. Playing the point is Emily. On the baseline, it's collision, no foul called. That's a shot. That's up, no good. Claire to get it, and she puts it up. She dishes it off, and then there's a tie-up for the ball. And the possession arrow will favor the Express, so the black jerseys will hang on to this one. As Maya will do the inbounding. And does to Faith. Faith, a little bounce pass to Maya. And Maya is fouled. Second team foul on the Future. And so Maya, who is 50% from the foul line, 2 of 4 here today, heads right back there. And she's short on the first attempt. And then this has been the pattern for Maya. This is her third trip to the foul line. Each other time, she missed the front end of the 2 shots and then made the second one. We'll see if she keeps up that pattern here. It's like she takes a shot to kind of get her form, and then second shot, she's good. So we'll see what she does here. Second shot is up, and it's no good, so not able to find her form on that trip. And it's taken back by Claire, who puts it back up and in for 2. 16-6 is the score. The Express lead the Future by 10. This is the largest lead of the ball game for the Express. Their previous largest lead was 9. Now it's up to 10, and that's where we stand right now. 16-6, as trapped on the boundary line was Laney. And it will remain at this end. It'll be Future's ball. And the referee showing her where the inbound line is. Again, very hard to see here on these makeshift courts, but they finally get it all sorted out, and that's Bryn who has it, playing the point. She's got Emily on her. There's a shot. That's no good. That's taken by Emily. She's pushing the ball down the floor now for the Express. Emily on the drive has it knocked out of her hands and out of bounds, and it'll remain at that end off of the Future. Maya to inbound it. She finds Claire underneath, and I tell you, that was a hard foul there by Kirsten. She's the only one who can match up with Claire on this court. And I tell you, I was having a little discussion off air with a couple of the colleagues. I said, this is a matchup I'm going to want to see in about 5 years when these girls have had more experience and they've grown even more. I tell you, Claire versus Kirsten will be something to see. when these girls are in high school. It's a matchup to see now, but especially when they get a little bit more developed. As Claire puts up the first shot and banks it in there. That's her first trip to the foul line, believe it or not. Claire has 13, and it'll remain at 13 as she's no good on the second shot. So it's an 11-point lead, 17-6. The Express lead the future. And foul called. That one on Riley. Second team foul on the Express. As Emma will inbound to Sophia. To Bryn. And there's a foul. That one's going to be on Riley. That's quickly the third team foul on the Express. As, well, the clock is running right now, and it shouldn't be. It's only an 11-point lead. But the clock is running. We're under 7 minutes. Inbounds it comes to Laney, and they're going to say that the inbounder stepped inbounds. And anytime you do that, that's a turnover, and it comes back to the Express. And there's a steal, stolen away by Bryn. Bryn's got it for the future, pushing the ball down the floor and then pulls up with it. Bryn, trapped, gives it off to Laney. Laney has it poked away from her by Emily, and out of bounds it goes, and it will remain future ball. But good defense there on the part of Emily, getting her hand in there as a substitution comes in for each side. For the Express, that's Faith. For the future, it's Lauren. And that'll be Maya to sit for the Express and Sophia to sit for the future. That's Laney from the foul line. Puts the shot up and makes the shot. Laney with her first two today. 17-8 the score. The Express lead the future by 9. On the baseline, that is Emily, and she steps out of bounds, and she's upset with herself right there, as you can see. She said, I had that. But she stepped on the boundary line, and so it comes back to the future, who trail by 9. Under 6 minutes to play. That is Bryn with Emily on her. Back out to Laney. Laney with a shot. That's blocked by Claire. Claire said, I'm going to get my paw up there, and I'm going to knock that ball away. And then there's a tie-up, and the possession arrow will favor the future as Riley checks back in for the Express, and Claire will take a seat. Claire has been the workhorse here today. She has 13 of the 17 Express points. The other 4 have come from Emily and Maya with 2 apiece. Inbounds it comes. That's to Emma, who takes a quick shot. That's put up and good. She said, I want this, I'm open. And she knew exactly what she was talking about because she knew that she could make that bucket and make it a 7-point ball game, 17-10. The Express lead the future. Emily playing the point. Over comes to Riley. Riley gives it off underneath. There's a shot. That's up and good. Faith with her first 2 today. Back up to a 9-point lead for the Express, 19-10. Bryn. Giving it off to Laney. Stolen away by Emily. Emily pushing it to the other end. Nobody between her and the bucket. She lays it up. That's no good, and rebounded by Bryn. And then it's taken back by Emily. Over comes to Ayana. She puts it up. That's no good for 2. And it's rebounded by Lauren. Laney pushing it to the other end for the future. Laney on the drive is fouled, so Laney will step up to the free throw line for the first time today, and she will attempt 2 shots as Riley gets ready to check back in here for the Express. Laney's first shot is long, no good. So Riley and Maya will check back in here for the Express. Second shot is an air ball for Laney, so that'll automatically come back to the Express. As Maya and Riley check in, and Ayana and Emily sit. It's Maya at the point. 4.5 to play here in this 5th grade game. It's Jacinda. There's a shot from Maya that's no good, and it's Bryn who ends up with it for the future. Laney pushing it to the other end. Laney will pull it back outside. Laney being guarded by Riley. Laney passes it off. That is Lauren. Into the low post. That's a shot that's up and no good for Kirsten. And that's taken by Faith. It's Faith who's playing the point, and she was kind of told by the bench to kind of slow it down. Let some time wear off this clock. As that shot misses for the Express. And there's a loose ball, and it's Faith who ends up with it. Faith passes it across court, and that's Riley who catches up with it. And another injury timeout here with 3:41 to play here in the second half. It's a 19-10 game right here on GBA TV. And we're back to the action here after that injury timeout. 3:41 to play, and there's a shot for Maya. That doesn't fall for her, and that's pulled down by Kirsten. Kirsten gets it back, and she gives it off to Emma. That's Bryn. Bryn bounces it over to Harper. Back to Bryn. Bryn almost walked with it looked like, but she gives it back to Harper. Harper looking back to Bryn. Bryn turns around. Bounce pass over to Emma. She's got Maya on her. Into the corner. There's a shot. That is up, and that is good. And that's a 2-point bucket for Lauren to make it 19-12. And with a timeout on the floor, we'll go ahead and take it with them. 3:06 to play. We'll be back. It's GBA TV. After the timeout, it's 19-12. The Express lead the future. Jeremy Scott here at courtside here at the Big Red Classic 5th grade battle. And Express able to beat this press, get it across the timeline. That's Maya. Well, up ahead it comes. And I'll tell you, if Emily hadn't gotten her hands on that pass, there was a person wide open down there, but I don't think Emily thought about that. I think she saw the ball and instinctively kind of reached up for it and lost it out of bounds, and it comes back to the future. And that is a travel. That'll be a travel on Milana. And that gives it back to the Express. We're at 2:50 to play here in the second half. And that's Emily who has it. Emily. Down low, that's Faith. And she has it stripped away from her by Bryn. Bryn. Trapped in the backcourt. Trying to beat this press. It's Milana. Back to Bryn. And they've got to get it out of the backcourt. And that's a 10-second violation. They are not able to get it out of the backcourt, so it comes back to the Express. Yeah, that little press there for the Express. It wasn't a full-on press, but it was just enough of a press to put the heat on the Future, and they weren't able to take the heat, and it comes back to the Express. So that's Emily. Underneath, that's Riley, who misses the shot, and it's pulled down by the Future. Up ahead, they come with it. That's Sophia. Sophia, nobody between her and the bucket. She puts it up. That's no good, and that's rebounded by Harper. And Harper is tied up. And the ball will come back to the Express. So it will be Express's ball once again after that tie-up. As Claire checks back in for the Express, and Riley sits. Outlet pass, and it's going to be stolen by Milana. Milana gets it back. She gives it off to Lauren. Lauren, bounce pass into the paint, and that's taken away. And good job there by Maya. She just out-muscled everybody for that ball. Back up the Express on offense. That's Faith. Faith pushing it down. She'll give it out to Emily, who gives it off to Elena. Elena is going to be called for a travel. She kind of hesitated once she picked up her dribble. She was trying to bounce pass it into Claire. And Claire was in traffic anyway. That would have been a tough pass. And it comes back to the Future. It's Harper. And it's stolen away by Emily. And Emily's called for a double dribble. Comes back to the Future. And you know, I just realized I've been saying Back to the Future. Just a little bit of a side note. Because you know what? You got to entertain yourself when you're sitting here courtside all by your lonesome. 19-12 is the score. And in the short corner, the shot falls. It's good for Emma. 19-14. It's a 5-point game. We're at a minute 20 to play here in the second half. The Future trying to put some heat on the Express. Express get it up ahead. And then it's taken back by the Future. That's Emma with it. Emma gets it up ahead to Milana, and it's too far out in front of Milana. She can't catch up with it, and it's going to come back to the Express now with a minute 10 to play. It's a 5-point game, 19-14. All of a sudden, the Future find themselves well within reach of this one. Emily on a little bit of a fast break here. Nobody between her and the bucket. She puts it up and in for 2. She's got 4 points, and that's a big bucket. That makes it a 3-possession game. It's 21-14. That's Harper. Gives it off to Sophia. Driving a baseline is Emma. And Emma, they're going to say, is fouled by Claire. That's the 15th foul on the Express. Lauren to do the inbounding here. To Milana. Milana with a shot. No good. Taken by Claire. Claire gives it off to Emily. Emily pushing it to the other end. She's going to stop, take a shot, and make the shot. Emily with 6. It's 23-14. Back up to a 9-point lead here in the late going. We're at 25 seconds to go here in the second half. It looks like the Express will come away with the win for this one, but give the Future a lot of credit. They really hung tough with this team. And there's a travel, because when Maya got that loose ball, she was lying on the floor and she moved just enough with it to draw the whistle. As Riley checks back in and Emily will check out. Milana inbounds it to Emma. Emma to Sophia. With 5 seconds to go, it's taken back by the Express. Pulling up, and At the buzzer, there was a little collision there, but I think everybody's okay. Yep, everybody comes off the floor okay. And that will be the end of it. 23-14. The Express defeat the Future here at the GB8 Big Red Classic. Coming up, we will have for you a 7th grade game. It'll be the Northwest Hoop Stars Gold and the 740 Thunder right here on GB8 TV.